Noyes Real Property Tax Services and Environmental Concerns.
And it's just like they were when they were sold.
A motion to approve the minutes, Matt?
We got it.
John? Any discussion, all in favor? Opposed, carried.
Sorry.
You're up, Alex?
All right. Okay, first on the agenda is, I have a resolution asking you to award the bid to and authorize a contract with the lowest bidder for my RFP that went out for the two properties, one being in Chestertown at 10 Pine Street, and the other one being the Mullins property down in Queensbury on Bay Road. So we put it out, we got 17 responses, which was huge. I did include in there the first page of the tab sheet. The very first bidder, though, they withdrew their proposal. They forgot to carry over one of the columns from their spreadsheet, so they were way lower. They would have still been the low bid by about $1,000, but they had to withdraw. So Atlantic Testing Laboratories Limited is the next lowest. I know our DPW currently works with them, and I spoke with Kevin about that, and he had nothing but good to say about them, that they've done anything that they've, asked them to do. So I'm looking for that resolution.
I make a motion.
Matt? John? Any further discussion? Questions? Go ahead.
Just a quick question relative to the Queensbury site. So they have not done the work yet, so we don't know what the results are?
No.
Okay.
No, we
Okay.
have to put all this through first and
Okay.
then do a contract with them. And then, once that happens, then we work together and set a date and
Okay.
get them out there to be able to do the work.
And then one last question, and who's going to pay for this again?
That is going to be the next resolution request.
Okay, great, great.
So,
You're going to pay for it.
Okay.
Is that Mullins Movers? Is that the property?
Mullins property, right, 275 Bay.
Okay.
So, we need to finish this one first, though.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Question? You got a look on your face?
No, I was just telling Peter one
Yeah.
building next to bar.
Okay. So then, the next resolution request is to appropriate the funds from the Environmental Testing Reserve Fund, which I think you all know what that is, but if not, that is money that we set aside from the auction, and that fund is set up through the treasurer's office, so they manage that money. So it would need to be transferred out of that into my budget in order to be able to pay for this.
How much is in that budget, Mike?
Over 200.
Good job. Anybody have any questions? Somebody want to make that motion? Gene? Matt? Any discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
I just have one other thing I'd like to let you all know, that as of this morning, we still have 239 parcels in our foreclosure. So they are coming in now, like hot and heavy, so hopefully by the July 13th date, we'll have quite a few of these paid. I'm sure after that date, there will still be some out there. If people are struggling, I know last year we changed things up for the last chance meeting, so people are now able to talk with the treasurer. If they're already in an installment agreement, maybe a little bit more time. Mike can grant an extension until the end of August. So that doesn't just apply to people in installment agreements, it does apply to the other people too, if they need a little bit more time. But I have been making phone calls on the defaulted installment agreements and, reaching out to those people. I noticed this morning when I sat flipping through my list that there is people in the regular part of the foreclosure that I think I may have some phone numbers for because they've been in the past. I may try to reach out to them as well because we're getting closer and just say, hey, do you know, or just a reminder to let you know that you got till July 13th. So hopefully that'll bring a few more people in that way.
Great. Michael?
Yeah, just to add on that, at this point, I've granted 2 extensions to the end of August. People have talked to me about what installment.
Great. Thank you. Gene?
I've been on this committee a long time, and I think we do a great job, and many years we've been getting a lot of auctions and making money, but I have a question, because I'm running into it in my town. I don't know about any of the other supervisors. We auction off these properties, most of them should be torn down, and we should auction the land. I have 3, maybe 4 in my town over the last 3 years that have been bought at auction, real cheap, and not the grass hasn't even been cut. Do we have any kind of thing that when they buy these at auction, they have to say, well, we'll clean up the property or something? Because now it's getting to be a pain in the neck for the town to go after these people, to clean up these properties that they bought for $5,000, and the grass has grown and the doors are falling off.
There is, as
So
far
it
as I
makes a
know...
problem for us little towns because
And I
it's an expense to us now.
I understand that, but to my knowledge, there's nothing out there.
I've
We
never
don't
heard
have
of
any-
anything like that.
We don't have any stipulations in our stuff when we sell it to them. It's just like if you and I were to do a transfer of property, there's no stipulation in there either. I know in the town of Queensbury, there was a guy who buys a lot of property in Queensbury, and sometimes he sits on them before he gets in and does anything. There was one on Dixon Road, and I know there was a lot of neighbors that complained because kids had gone in and vandalized and wrote stuff all over it, and shortly thereafter, he went to town and got everything taken care of, and then there was a beautiful home on the property now. He had to remove what was there, and he put in a really nice home. So sometimes it just depends on who buys it, and, you know, what their plans are. Some of them want to get right in there and turn it around. Some people are looking to get into a home because they don't have a lot of money and it needs work, and they move in and kind of slowly do it on their own. Those ones you can at least appreciate because they're in there trying to do something. Some
You know the
people
one I'm
just-
talking
I
about,
do
it's on
the
Bay
corner.
Road right there, the gentleman next door wanted it condemned so
I
that
know.
he could get it for nothing,
Mhm.
which we didn't allow, and now somebody bought it for a very
I
cheap
know, when we were
price.
out posting in June, I drove by and I saw that it's just standing there, and I said, I
And
wonder
he's
what happened to that.
And he's complaining, and, you know, it's more headaches for,
Mhm.
He should have bought it.
huh?
I said he should have bought it.
Oh,
He wanted it for nothing.
He wanted it condemned, because he had to put a lot of money into fixing it up, but now he's, you know, he's been hounding me, so I just figured I'd ask the question.
John,
We'll take care of it.
don't you have a property maintenance ordinances in
Yeah, well,
Queensbury?
we do, we go out to RFP and we get somebody that does property maintenance, and they're the low bidder, and so they go and they clean these properties that we designate that they clean, and then we add it to their taxes.
Great idea.
So
But
we
that,
get
yeah, but
paid.
that doesn't always work. We have that other one in our town that's 7 years, they haven't paid taxes, school taxes, land taxes, because the house is,
They
he's
went
on
into
foreclosure.
for
So now the
bankruptcy.
town went in and we boarded it all up, and now the grass is high again. Yeah, added it to the his taxes, he's not paying taxes, so the county's making it, and we're doing the work, you know, so.
Kevin?
We have a similar property maintenance code, and we send out 40-some letters this year to people, and most of them reply, the ones that don't, we hire a contractor, just like Queensbury. We send them out to do it, and then the bank owns it. It's the zombie law. Okay, we've had conversation with the state, they have a, do the banks. If the bank owns it, if it's private, I think the only way to do it is property maintenance.
Most of them are private, the one I'm talking about.
You know, we get a property maintenance code. It's not that difficult.
Thank you.
Just gotta give them notice.
Anybody else? Anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn? Matt? John? All in favor?
Hi.
Done deal. 11 minutes.